Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined now with the one and only Kalle Sauerland. First of all, it's great to see you because I don't know when's the last time I saw you. Might have been in the Super Series.
Well, it probably would have been maybe Progress Taylor, the final. I'm not sure. Long time ago, though. Long time ago. But I see you so much, on my phone and my computer, So
Well, you know what? Shout out to you.
In the flesh, even better.
Shout out to you because of you and because of the Super Series, I had my TV debut. So I'm very grateful.
I remember. I just can't remember which city were we in? We've been in so many cities with it. What city was it? It was in Moscow. It was in Moscow. It was the final in Moscow. Hrgovich, yeah. Fantastic.
I know.
Fantastic.
So
and you were fantastic. We were live on together. I remember you were quite nervous, but when we got on air, pure professional.
I could have shit myself, like literally scared. Just kidding.
I didn't notice it.
No, but I appreciate it. It's good seeing you.
No, it wasn't. It was Steven Seagal was there. You had all the Russian, these Russian government officials. It was a crazy night. I just remember all these Russian, the Klitschko. It was a crazy night. Yeah, but it was a big night in Moscow.
Big ups to you with your new deal with Wasserman.
Yes.
Big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, big, huge, ginormous. You can look at it any way. But I've said it's only as big as we make it. Wasserman, you coming from America, obviously I'm even more familiar with Wasserman, but Wasserman is the biggest sports agency in the world. 1,200 employees, 2,000 athletes, Premier League superstars, 40 Premier League winners. They've medalled a bit in boxing before, Anthony Ogogo, George Groves, but, they don't really do things in halves or in measures. They go all in. And, it's been 9 months to set it all up. And it was a fantastic announcement for us to make. It's a lockdown deal, behind closed doors. A lot on these Zoom calls, which is a new thing for all of us. But when you're selling a business which isn't for sale, in a period where you can't even meet the people properly, it was fantastic, and it's an amazing powerhouse of a company, and it's something that boxing has never seen before. A real blue chip coming into boxing is great.
Well, do you have any news or updates you can give us in terms of what sort of broadcasting deals you're going to have? Because, as you know, the news has come out. What was it? In just a few days ago, that it seems like the Matchroom and Sky aren't entirely fully, having a deal at this point. I don't really know all the details.
See, I'm starting to scratch. When I do this with my ear, it's like a dead giveaway. When I do this with my ear, it's like, oh, how do I answer this one? You sort of, you put me on the spot here, haven't you? This seat is getting very warm. I don't know who was on it before.
You must be taking an opportunity here with this.
No, I mean, listen, it's not such a great platform, man. But what can I tell you? I can tell you we are out there. Not necessarily like people think going after broadcasters. No, we listen, we have a great stable. I call it a boutique stable at the moment. We've got, Eubank Jr., you've got Philip Hrgovich, even Tyson Fury says he's going to be the next heavyweight champion. You've got Myris Bridis, World Boxing Super Series winner, 3-time cruiserweight champion, probably going to go up to heavyweight. You've got a stack of kids in the top 10 boxing final eliminators. So, it's in a great place, but it's where we take it to with this new sort of powerhouse, as we like to call it. So it's not necessarily like everyone would say, you're going after Scott. This was the whole tactic. If I could predict 9 months ago the movement of the media market in the UK, and I predicted it to exactly announce at that time, then, I would be in a different business to boxing. I'd be a brain surgeon or something, or develop Bitcoin. I don't know. No, I'm a simple boxing promoter. I don't think 9 months ahead like that when I start a business deal. But, it's an interesting opportunity. It's very flattering that people think that we already have a deal or something like that. It's certainly not the case. And we're out looking to acquire the best talent. We've had a massive influx of requests, interest, whatever, and we're following up those with meetings the whole time at the moment. Unfortunately, a lot of those are online as well, still. which is not nice when you're talking to talent. And, you know, I mean, look now, it's a totally different vibe we have in the interview than when we're doing it on Zoom. And that's making our job not more difficult, but it's a bit slower. But at the same time, you know, I'd say give it 6 months, 9 months, you'll see where Wasserman Boxing is in 6-9 months. And then it won't just be an announcement.
Let's talk about your partnership with Chris Eubank Jr. and how that sort of came about. Obviously, you guys have already previously worked together on the World Boxing Super Series, so there was already a rapport there.
And you know, I've known his great father for many years. As a kid, he was one of my idols, boxing idols, senior. You know, we spoke like first time last summer, and just inquired. You know, it was more of a friendly lunch, and saw where he was and where we were and what our plans were, and you know, it developed from there. And it was one of those strange ones that we didn't really talk too much between the summer meeting and then Christmas when we signed. We basically did the deal over Christmas and the New Year. I think we announced on New Year's Day or something. We signed on New Year's Day. So it was a full-on working Christmas, which in COVID times isn't really that special because every day feels like you know it's you're working from home, you know, as well. I wouldn't quite say vacation, but you work from home, you know. So it was a different vibe. But you know, as I said at the press conference today, for me, he is a total throwback fighter, and that's not just promoter talk. If you look at his attitude and forget the Dan Bilzerian post that he puts out and his celebrity friends and he's, you know, going to nightclubs and poker tables. Listen, the kid don't drink, he don't gamble, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. He's in the gym every day. He's very creative on Instagram. He's got to give me a few lessons because I'm a dinosaur on that. And in fact, yesterday I was working out how to do one of those lives. You know, it was fantastic. You know, a fantastic button. And I'm going to do more of them actually. It was quite good fun. We should do one once actually. It was good fun. Good fun. You're talking to me like this guy has never heard of a live before. It's fantastic, isn't it? No,
I know people who haven't really dabbled with.
No, I'm getting the hang of it. You know, it took me 5 years to get used to Twitter. Now I'm upgrading to Instagram. But you know, so when I say throwback, I mean he's got the will to win. Yeah, which is, you can see his father in there. You can see that warrior-like. And going back to when Senior was fighting, I mean, you know, he was one brave fighter, and he was involved in some of the best fights of the 90s. And he's got everything. He's got the punch. He moves forward. He's an attractive, fun fighter to watch. You know, he's not one that boxes on the back foot all night long. He's fast. He's got the charisma in a similar but extremely different way to his father, I find. But above all, he's got Roy Jones now, who's tuning not only the training but the strategy as well. The strategy as well about him is something that we're going to see, I think, a lot of improvement on. If you look at the fights, the great fights he's been in, look at the Billy Joe Saunders fight. It was a fantastic fight. Ask any fan, why didn't he win that night? Well, he only started boxing after the 6th round. It was like a tactic. Well, we'll win the second 6. Interesting tactic at that level, and you know everyone wants to see that rematch. How would it be in a rematch with a corner explaining, having a strategy and making sure that strategy goes? The George Groves fight, you know, everyone around the ring knew George Groves' shoulder had gone in that fight. It took them till the 12th round to pounce on it, you know. So it was really bizarre that wasn't happening. And he had great people in his corner, but there wasn't one voice, you know. And in a corner, for me, the most important thing is one voice that you trust. And you know, you see the way they're walking around here in the bubble, very close relationship, and it's great to see.
They do have a good relationship. You can sense it, just the respect. I can't explain, you know what I'm talking about, but like you can sense when somebody is not in tune with their trainer.
And you see it. You see it the second that you know, on the stage, you're doing the interviews, you're doing the face-to-face interviews, and then they walk out the room, and the one walks this way, the one walks that way. Well, those two, they're like, you know, at the moment they're two peas in a pod. You know, they're walking around and they're, you know, high-fiving each other. You know, there's a real camaraderie around it, but you feel a huge amount of respect that Junior has for Jones.
But also, Jones he knows he's a legend. He knows that when he walks into a room, everyone sort of stops. But he steps back and allows it to be about Eubank, not about him. Because even if you're having a conversation with him, he likes to circle back that conversation back to why he's here, as opposed to making it about him.
And Jones, for me, and, you know, I've been to these Hall of Fame weekends in the States, and they're fantastic because you see all these superstars, you know, of our beautiful sport. But I have never met a man who has been that high in the sport. And we mustn't forget, Roy Jones Jr. was one of the greatest fighters ever, and he's up there in I think any fan's top 10 of all time. So that's something, you know. There's not a good fighter, a great fighter. That is, you know. But when you see him walking around, he's not looking for nothing, you know. And that's a fantastic quality, and a fantastic quality when you're a trainer. You know, Roy Jones Jr. Just the name commands respect in boxing, and he knows that. You can tell he knows that. But he doesn't abuse that. There's some I've seen, you know, I'm not going to say any names, no names, no names, but there are some that, you know, they just still fancy themselves, and, you know, it's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And by the way, some of those characters are actually quite fun, but they can never be a trainer because they can't get over their own, you know, I would have done it this way. I don't think Roy is teaching him to be Roy Jones. It's not that. It's not about that. It's about taking an amazing raw diamond, and I said it to I mentioned it at the press conference today. But I said to Chris after he had the defeat to George Groves in the semi-final. I said to him at the press conference, mate, your corner. You need one voice in that corner. You need to go away and get yourself one voice. You know, whoever that voice is, it's a personal thing. Trainer is a personal decision. You know, and. You know, I think it's a fantastic choice. It's
he's done well.
It's one hell of a choice,
Yeah,
you know?
I think he's done well with his choice. I would love to know what's going on with Philip Hrgovich and Michael Hunter, what we can expect. Is there any updates there?
Late June. Okay. Late June. And maybe if we have a chat after the fight on Saturday, I might even have more for you. Okay. Late June in the States. Fantastic fight, eh? I mean, look, the heavyweights at the moment. Look, Saturday night, Parker Chisora. I keep on going back and forth on that one. I mean, Del Boy is my long-term love affair in boxing. You know, Del's my man. So I've got to go with Del. But taking my love away, it's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em. Hrgovich Hunter, for me, ain't a pick 'em. Hrgovich is going to do the business. But for a lot of people, it's a pick 'em, which is fine. They don't know much about Philip Hrgovich then. You know, you're looking at the new, modern, updated version of Vitaly Klitschko. So this is...
Wow, that's a statement.
Well, I promote the Klitschko, so I know. Yeah. So I'm telling you, Philip Hrgovich will rule heavyweight boxing. It's not a shadow. I met the kid 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And it's everything about him. Physically, the way he handles himself, his approach to boxing, to life. And he's a character. He's a character. You know, El Animal, you know? So...
I met him in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Charming guy, you know. Not so charming in the ring, but he's a charming guy and a great fighter.
And lastly, I would love to know what's going on with the Super Series. What can we expect?
Yeah, we are planning for a season 3. I was just talking to someone else about it a second ago. The problem, or not the problem, but let's say the challenge. Yeah, I don't like problem. Challenge we face, of course, is our friend the Rona. Yeah, and the Rona, yeah, is a bit different when you're doing an event. when you do an event, you can say, okay, I'll pick the country, that's the legislations, but we're a season. You've been with us, we tour the world. We're the rock band of boxing that tours the world. At the moment, you'd say the UK, the US, Russia has some events, and that's it, really. I've sort of Matchroom did a couple of shows one in Spain and one in Italy, but those really aren't huge boxing markets, I'd say. So where we go with a WBSS, we have to take the approach: is it with crowds? Is it not with crowds? You can't sign fighters up and halfway through the season say, you know what, we're going to close it without crowds, or even worse, we're going to do the whole tournament from a studio. We could do that now, but what happens when the gates open up and then the fighters in the tournament say, hold on, everyone else fights? So but we are in extra time of our friend the Rona, because I do think that once everyone's had their golden jabs, and terrible what's happening in India at the moment, but unfortunately these jabs have got to get everywhere. And when everyone is jabbed, and you see the speed it can go at, you just look at the UK, Germany, the US. I saw the numbers in the US, and that is so vital for our sport, for our whole entertainment sector, not just the sports sector, the travel sector. People want to go out, and all these industries which have suffered, whether it's tourism, whether it's sport, and wait till it opens up again, and people are going to want to go and live again, and that's one. It's not my statement. That's just common sense,
Well, I can't wait until we can actually sort of get the ball rolling the way it used to be. It definitely has given us perspective and appreciation for when the time returns.
Absolutely.
Lord knows I will never complain about being at work again. I'm up early every morning. I'm like, let's get this going.
Exactly. And what the worst is travel. For me, traveling with the events, and
expensive too, all the testing and stuff.
But yeah, it is. But when you're putting on events, you have to factor in. At the moment, you have reduced cost in other places. Yeah, so. Listen, in boxing, we can't moan. There's other industries which have had a catastrophical time, but I do believe that those industries are the ones that are going to be bouncing back, because, hey, we all want to get out of there and live again.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
And whether that's a boxing fight, a trip to a nightclub on Ibiza, whether it's, whatever.
Everyone keeps mentioning Ibiza today. You, Derek. Yeah. I told him, I said, I'm actually planning to go there for my birthday.
I was actually in Ibiza 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Are things looking better there?
Well, I drove past all the clubs. They're all derelict. They wouldn't let me in, so disaster. Absolute disaster.
I look forward to, obviously, you got a big night ahead of you on Saturday night. Look forward to seeing what's coming up with the Super Series, as well as Hrgovich and Hunter in late June. And we'll catch up with you post-fight and get this news.
Absolutely. Hope so.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye, Fight fans. Hey, Fight fans. It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else